Let's be honest, folks. Things are pricey. Everywhere you look, prices are climbing higher and higher. We're talking about the cost of living crisis, and it's hitting everyone hard. From young families to retirees, no one is immune. It's not just about wanting the newest gadget. Sure, those are nice to have, but this crisis goes much deeper. This is about affording the basics, the essentials that we all need to get by every single day. You know, the stuff we need to survive, like food, rent, and heat. These are not luxuries, they are necessities. Remember when a loaf of bread cost a reasonable amount? It wasn't that long ago, but it feels like a different era. Those days seem long gone. Now even the simplest items are out of reach for many. The price of everything, from milk to gas, seems to be skyrocketing. It's like we're on a never-ending roller coaster of rising costs. Wages? They're not exactly keeping pace. In fact, for many, wages have stagnated or even decreased. This means people are struggling to afford basic necessities. It's a daily battle to make ends meet. They're cutting back on groceries, driving less, and even skipping meals. These are tough choices that no one should have to make. It's a real crisis, and it's impacting millions of people in the UK and the US. The faces of this crisis are diverse, but the struggle is the same. And the worst part? It doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. The future feels uncertain and the pressure is mounting. So why is this happening? Why are prices going crazy? Well, it's complicated, like really complicated. There are a bunch of factors at play here. First, we had that little global pandemic thing, remember that? Supply chains got all messed up, demand went haywire, and suddenly everything cost more. Thanks, COVID. Then, there's the war in Ukraine. Russia's a big oil and gas producer, and the conflict has sent energy prices through the roof. But it's not just global issues. Domestic policies play a role too. Government spending, interest rates, and even trade deals can all impact inflation. It's like a perfect storm of economic turmoil, and unfortunately, we're all caught in the middle of it. Across the pond, our British mates are feeling the squeeze. They're facing soaring energy bills, rising food costs, and stagnant wages. It's a bleak picture, but the Brits are a resilient bunch. They're finding creative ways to cope. Take community fridges, for example. These community-run refrigerators are popping up all over the UK, providing free food to anyone who needs it. It's a fantastic example of people coming together to help each other out. Then there's the rise of the side hustle. From driving for Uber to selling crafts online, Brits are finding ways to make extra cash to make ends meet. It's not easy, but they're making it work, because that's what Brits do. They carry on even when times are tough. Over in the land of the free, Americans are facing their own version of the cost of living crisis. It's a challenging time for many, with families feeling the pinch in their wallets and the stress in their daily lives. Inflation is at a 40-year high, gas prices are insane, and rent is absolutely bonkers. The cost of everyday essentials has skyrocketed, making it difficult for many to make ends meet. But Americans are nothing if not resourceful. In the face of adversity, they are rolling up their sleeves and getting to work, finding innovative ways to cope with the financial strain. They're finding ways to adapt, just like their British counterparts. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet or tackling a home renovation project, the DIY spirit is alive and well. DIY is the name of the game, with people learning to fix things themselves instead of hiring expensive professionals. From plumbing to car repairs, Americans are taking matters into their own hands. Bulk buying is another popular strategy. Think Costco on steroids. By purchasing in bulk, families can save money in the long run, stocking up on essentials and reducing the frequency of shopping trips. People are stocking up on essentials whenever they can find a deal. Couponing has made a comeback, and savvy shoppers are always on the lookout for discounts and promotions. And of course, there's the good old-fashioned American side hustle. In addition to their regular jobs, many are taking on extra work to supplement their income. From driving for Lyft to delivering groceries, Americans are finding creative ways to bring in extra income. Freelancing, gig work, and part-time jobs are all part of the hustle. It's a testament to the American spirit of ingenuity and resilience. Despite the challenges, there's a sense of hope and determination that keeps people going, finding ways to thrive even in tough times. Section 5, Governments to the Rescue, a look at policies and what people really think. So what are governments doing about this whole cost of living crisis? It's a question on everyone's mind as prices continue to soar and wages struggle to keep up. Well, they're trying, kind of. The efforts are there, but the effectiveness is up for debate. Both the UK and US governments have introduced measures to help alleviate the financial burden on their citizens. These measures are varied and aim to target different aspects of the crisis. In the UK, there have been energy bill discounts, fuel duty cuts, and even a one-off payment to help low-income households. These initiatives are designed to provide immediate relief to those who are struggling the most. The one-off payment, in particular, has been a lifeline for many families, helping them to cover essential expenses during these tough times. In the US, there's been stimulus checks, extended child tax credits, and efforts to lower prescription drug costs. These measures aim to put more money directly into the pockets of Americans, helping them to manage their day-to-day expenses. Lowering prescription drug costs is especially significant, as healthcare expenses can be a major burden for many families. But are these measures enough? Public opinion is divided. Some people feel that these efforts are making a real difference, while others believe they fall short of what's needed. Some argue that these measures are just a drop in the ocean, barely scratching the surface of the problem. They point out that the cost of living continues to rise, and these initiatives are not enough to keep up. For many, the financial aid provided is not sufficient to cover all their expenses, leading to continued stress and economic hardship. Others believe that the governments are doing what they can in a difficult situation. They argue that these measures are a step in the right direction and that more comprehensive solutions will take time to develop. The truth is, there's no easy solution. The cost of living crisis is a complex issue with no quick fixes. It requires a multifaceted approach and cooperation from all sectors of society. The cost of living crisis is a complex issue with no quick fixes. It requires a multifaceted approach and cooperation from all sectors of society. Governments, businesses, and individuals all have a role to play in finding sustainable solutions to this ongoing challenge. Section 6. The uncertain future. Will things get better or worse? So, what does the future hold? Will things get better or worse? Honestly, it's anyone's guess. Economists are divided, experts are hedging their bets, and the magic 8-ball just says ask again later. The truth is, the global economy is a volatile beast. There are so many factors at play that it's impossible to predict with any certainty what's going to happen. The war in Ukraine could escalate, further disrupting global supply chains. Inflation could spiral out of control, eroding purchasing power even further. Or, just maybe, things could start to improve. It's a time of great uncertainty, and all we can do is wait and see what the future holds. Section 7. Finding hope in hard times, community resilience in the face of crisis. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, right? The news is a dumpster fire of economic doom, but amidst the headlines, there's a glimmer of hope. People helping people. See, when times get tough, communities get going. Neighbors are sharing resources, looking out for each other. It's a beautiful thing, really. There's a sense of solidarity that emerges in times of crisis. People realize that we're all in this together, and that we need to support each other. It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope. Section 8. The power of collective action. From food banks to mutual aid networks. This community resilience takes many forms. Food banks are working overtime, providing essential groceries to families struggling to put food on the table. Mutual aid networks, where neighbors help neighbors with everything from grocery shopping to childcare, are popping up everywhere. These grassroots initiatives are a testament to the power of collective action. They show that when people come together, they can achieve incredible things. Section 9. Beyond BandAid solutions. Addressing the root causes of economic insecurity. While these community efforts are admirable and essential, they're ultimately BandAid solutions. To truly address the cost of living crisis, we need to tackle the root causes of economic insecurity. This means addressing income inequality, ensuring a living wage, and creating affordable housing options. It means investing in education, job training, and social safety net programs. It's a tall order, but it's essential if we want to create a more just and equitable society. Section 10. A vision for a more equitable future. Ensuring affordability for all. Imagine a world where everyone can afford the basics, where no one has to choose between heating their home and putting food on the table. where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, not just survive. It's a vision worth striving for, and it's within our reach. By working together, by demanding change from our leaders, and by never giving up hope, we can create a more just and equitable future for all. Section 11, a final word, we're in this together. So yeah, things are tough. The cost of living crisis is a real beast and it's impacting millions of people. But here's the thing, we're not alone. We're all in this together. And by supporting each other, by demanding better from our leaders, and by never giving up hope, we can get through this. Because that's what humans do. We adapt, we innovate, and we overcome. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, we'll come out of this stronger and more united than ever before.